What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another rebuild today here on NBA 2K22. Today we got the Los Angeles Lakers, who made quite a bit of move this offseason. They acquired all-star point guard Russell Westbrook to become the newest member of a big three besides LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Now, I think this team, it doesn't have to be said. They have a lot of older veterans on it. Do I think this team's going to be a championship contender this year? If they stay healthy? Absolutely. So if you guys didn't see my first rebuild on 2K22, I did a Celtics rebuild. They won the poll. The Lakers were the second favorite team, so I went ahead and decided to do them next. I also think a lot of people probably wanted to see this one anyways. So Lakers for me, definitely hopefully going to be at least one championship in today's video. Obviously, that's the goal on all of them, but especially with a team like this, got a really good big three. I think it's definitely going to be an easy one. So final thing before we do get into this one, if you guys have other videos you do want to see on 2K22, obviously I'm sure a lot of you do know I am at school right now. I cannot make a video every single day like I do when I'm at home. It's unfortunate, but I can't really change much about it. And as always, if you guys want to hit that subscribe button, help me out, join the community, we would love to have you. So this is pretty much it. Normal rebuild for me. 3 years, injuries off. Pretty much everything else stays the same. I'll show you guys my settings real quick. I know a lot of you guys tend to ask that as we do get into some of these rebuilds on the next gen of 2K. So without further ado, let's get into this one. Also, real quick, some of you guys were asking me my thoughts so far on my NBA in 2K22. My thoughts are pretty simple. It really doesn't feel like much has changed. Obviously, they updated the coaching stuff a lot. You have to sign so many more coaches now, which is just really something that I feel like is almost more of a chore than something I enjoy. But again, I give them props for trying something new. The G League glitch where there's a bunch of 99 overall G League players from the first year that want maximum contracts is annoying. It's just something that 2K, you know, we kind of expect some sort of bug in the game at some point in time pretty much every year, at least at the start of it anyways. So we'll do a roster breakdown real quick. I'm going to probably make a trade or two before we do start simming this first year. So the point guard spot, Russell Westbrook, obviously here, brought over former MVP from the Washington Wizards last year, 32 years old. Yeah, kind of, you know, fits the script, I would say. So I'm going to be really excited to see in real life what him, LeBron, and Anthony Davis are all going to be like playing next to each other. I think it's probably going to work. There's just a lot of talent there. They also obviously have a lot of bench depth now. They They signed Kendrick Nunn away from the Miami Heat. I mean, he's probably ring chasing. I don't really know what else to do at this point in time. I mean, there's no logical explanation why he would go to the Lakers. I mean, I can't necessarily think of one. Rondo kind of makes sense. He's back in LA after he won a championship with them in the bubble back in 2020. Malik Monk, ring chasing as well. I'm just going to put it out there right now. I apologize, Lakers fans, Malik Monk fans, whatever you want to call yourselves. It just makes sense. I mean, come on. He's making $1 million. Wayne Ellington was a good veteran piece for them, and Kent Bazemore as well. We look at this small forward spot. I thought it was huge that they re-signed Taylor Horton-Tucker on a contract. Absolute W for them in that department. I know they've been reluctant to include him in really any major trades, so guess what, they got what they wanted. We got Anthony Davis here. We also have Carmelo Anthony here, which I want to use Melo. I just do not know how his regression is going to work, so he's probably going to be here for only a year. I don't really have intentions on trading him right now, but, you know, that being said, when the average age on this team is probably around 32, 33 years old, maybe even a little bit higher, you know, a lot of these guys are going to regress pretty quickly. Other than that, we do have Trevor Ariza, who's back on this team. I believe won a championship with them back, was it the 2010 one, I believe, when they beat the Celtics? And then the center spot, a lot of old guys on this one. Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan, and Marc Gasol. So, yeah, that center spot's definitely something we're going to be working on. You know, probably one of my bigger priorities today, you know, throughout this rebuild is, you know, kind of dialing down that center, whoever we do want it to be for the majority of this video. So, you know, year number one, anyways, when we kind of do come to it, I don't want to change the roster that much. Like, if I'm going to make a trade, probably going to be, you know, a rather small one, maybe something at the shooting guard spot, something like that. But, you know, this center position is definitely something we're going to have to work on this offseason. So our first deal here is coming with the Golden State Warriors. We're picking up Jordan Poole and Kevon Looney over there from Golden State. We are giving up Kendrick Nunn and Wayne Ellington along with a second-round pick. You might be asking me, hey, why are you doing this deal? You're getting a player that's 2 overalls lower. One, I think Jordan Poole's potential is a lot higher than both Kendrick Nunn and Wayne Ellington's at this point in time. Excuse me, let me go back and find that trade as I hit B, and now we have to go all the way back and do this again. And number 2, he has team control for another season, which is absolutely huge for me. So other than that, we pick up Kevon Looney. He probably won't be in the rotation here, at least in this first season. I think definitely going to make a move at that center spot now. So this might be another weird one for some of you guys saying, what are you doing right now? We're going to be picking up Justin Holiday here from the Indiana Pacers. Now, the reason I'm doing this deal, Kevon Looney was not going to be in the rotation anyways. We're absolutely loaded at that center spot. Justin Holiday, will he be in the rotation? Most likely no, but what he does have is he has a multi-year contract, which is going to allow me to trade him this offseason. Along with that, we do pick up a second-round pick. That is probably going to wrap it up with trades here, at least for this first season. I believe now we're probably going to do a 9-man rotation. LeBron or Anthony Davis, probably not going to have a backup. I mean, I do want to get Taylor Horton-Tucker minutes, but I also want to get Melo minutes. So we might find a way to get a 10-man rotation in here for this first season anyways, but we'll see how it's looking here. Let me go ahead and set this right now. Typically, I do run a 9-man rotation with teams that I feel are definitely contending. We're going 10-man rotation right now just because the depth this team does have. I think once we move on from this first year and a lot of these veterans kind of end up going somewhere else or retiring, honestly, with their ages. But I think we'll then move into the 9-man rotations. But just for this first year, I think 10-man's definitely, it's adequate enough, I would say. So here's how it's looking for the first year. Russell Westbrook. Jordan Poole is going to get the start again. I like his potential quite a bit. And I do think that team control is definitely going to be a good factor for me moving forward. Obviously, LeBron, Anthony Davis going to be what it is right there. I'm actually super excited or, rather curious to see how this rotation is going to look in real life. I mean, I know people have thrown out all sorts of combinations of things that they think is going to be the perfect rotation for the Los Angeles Lakers. I'll say it right now, I do not think that Melo, LeBron, and Anthony Davis should all be starting. I think Melo should be a bench piece for them. Just my opinion. I know Anthony Davis doesn't love playing the center spot, or at least he didn't at one point in time. So having him at the power forward position next to Dwight Howard, who was actually really solid for them, especially in the bubble, I think it's an absolutely great fit. I really do. So he's going to be starting at that center spot for us, at least here for year number 1, our bench unit. Melo will be our 6th man here, followed by Rajon Rondo, who I thought was a great piece that they got back on this team. I just absolutely loved that addition. Malik Monk will be getting 15 minutes off the bench. DeAndre Jordan, who again, DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard are both not technically the most modern NBA centers. When we think of modern NBA centers, we think of obviously somebody like Nikola Jokic or Joel Embiid, who are both absolute superstars. I'm not saying or trying to make the comparison there, but more so centers that can stretch the floor a little bit more back. In 2008 or whatever year it was that Dwight won an MVP award, I think definitely that back then, that prototype was a little bit more, up to date. But, today's NBA anyways, DeAndre Jordan, Dwight Howard, not exactly the perfect fit. So that's definitely something we're going to be working on this offseason. Then we do have Taylor Horton-Tucker here getting 12 minutes off the bench as well. We have all these guys here in the reserves. There's just no real way for me to get any of these guys minutes here right now. So that's how it's looking for year number 1. Anyways, we're probably going to go ahead and not change much about this team going into year number 2. I think we're probably going to do the center. That's probably going to be the one main thing. Again, this team's kind of already really pre-built out for me, so not a ton I have to do with the Lakers, but again, people want to see the Lakers. They want to see them every year. Really nothing changes there. So this team definitely should be contending. If we're not, I'm definitely going to make some moves because there's really no excuse for us right now, but yeah. Catch you guys at the end of year number 1 here. Our first regular season here in LA does wrap up. We finished as a 2 seed here in the Western Conference. I would tell you our record, but 2K decided to take out the record while simulating, while at the same time also slowing down the simulation speed. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, the MVP award winner, you can take a look at his numbers right there. He's very good at the game of basketball. Cade seems to win Rookie of the Year quite a bit here today, at least in these first seasons in my NBA. Andre Drummond, 6th man of the year. If this is going to be a thing all year, it's going to start to annoy me because Andre Drummond is not going to be even remotely close to the 6th man of the year award winner next year in real life. Giannis also Defensive Player of the Year. Wendell Carter Jr. Most Improved, and Chauncey Billups Coach of the Year, 58-24 over there in Portland. They wrap it up as a 1 seed. So we do have the play-in tournament. That is one of the W's I would give to 2K about my NBA at least this year. We'll take a look at some numbers real quick. We'll also look at the standings. Number 1 seed here in the West was obviously the Trailblazers, as I just mentioned. We ended with a record of 55-27. Take a look at the rest of the Western Conference right here as well. Over here in the East, if you want to take a pause, take a quick glance at it, you are more than welcome to. We'll look at some numbers real quick for the players. LeBron led us in scoring. Then it was Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, Jordan Poole. Honestly, really solid numbers from him. Almost 13.5 points. 1.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Just honestly kind of a perfect role player on this team, I would say. Melo was solid in his own. Malik Monk, Dwight Howard, Taylor Horton-Tucker was good. Kind of what I was expecting. I mean, I'm not really shocked about anything here. I would have liked if, our big 3 could have all been 20 plus a game. But again, I'm never really going to complain about something that, as small as that, I would say. So we have the Dallas Mavericks here in round number 1. We got Luka Doncic, Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr. Okay, can I just say the yellow here with the white font, it's just, no. Come on, 2K. All right, we're going to take it game by game here today. Hopefully going ahead and beating the Dallas Mavericks pretty easily, I would say. I don't really think they should be a team that's really remotely getting close to upsetting us in the first round. We are up 3-1 against them here in Dallas. We do move on to the next round. And we got the Battle of LA once again. We got Kyle Lowry is now a member of the Los Angeles Clippers. So the Miami Heat and the Los Angeles Clippers made a big trade, at least in this, first season at some point. And wow, they replace Reggie Jackson with Kyle Lowry, which is not a small move whatsoever. So definitely a tough opponent here in the Western Conference semifinals. We are up 2-1 on them real quick. We're 2-2 right now. We go down 3-2 and we lose. We lose in year number 1. We got a West Finals of the Clippers in Utah. Over here in the East, it is Philadelphia and Milwaukee. Let's see who ends up winning it all. Is the Milwaukee Bucks. They go back-to-back, and Giannis Antetokounmpo wins his 2nd Finals MVP award. We are now into our first offseason. Obviously, the playoffs did not go exactly the way we wanted them to, as we did end up losing to a lower seed in the Western Conference semifinals. It's okay. We're going to make a decent amount of moves this offseason, and we are going to bounce back. I'll show you guys player retirements real quickly. So Carmelo does call it a career. He ends up retiring. Same with Trevor Ariza, who really didn't get any minutes for us last year, unfortunately. Marcus Gasol also goes out. We're definitely losing some guys right now. That pretty much wraps up player retirements. Staff retirements. Ime Udoka retired? Okay, I mean, I find that a little weird, but I don't know. Greg Popovich, that one makes a little more sense. I don't really know why Ime's retiring, but Hall of Fame Carmelo Anthony, very well deserving. Gasol probably could have been in it, but I guess 2K disagrees with me. The Denver Nuggets retire Melo's jersey number, and now we'll do league meetings. As I'm sure a lot of you know, I just typically tend to reject all of these pretty much every single time. But I do like to look at them in case anything ever, cool pops up. In case something really stupid pops up, we can all go over 2K stupidity. So we got the draft lottery this year. This animation has seemingly never changed for the entirety of my time, my tenure playing 2K at least. Charlotte, Oklahoma City, Detroit is your top three right there. We obviously are not going to have a very high pick. I'm going to go ahead and do something with this coaching staff, and again, I'll cut out just so it's not an extra, wasted 5 minutes or whatever it is, but again, there's a lot to unpack here. I almost think with the coaching thing, they almost made it so you don't really have to do anything to it. Obviously, you still want a good coach, and it has stars now for ratings instead of letters, which I don't know, man. I don't think anybody's really complaining about the staff, how that was, that layout. I mean, maybe if you could put new names in there every once in a while. I don't really need to see, Mike Stauffer in there every year, who I'm pretty sure is, one of the creators of my NBA and, all that stuff. But I don't know, man. I feel like you're almost doing too much there. But, again, I can't really get mad at them. I do give them props for trying to change at least a couple things here, as the years go on in 2K. So do we want to draft somebody this year? It's definitely possible. When I look at our assets right now, I think the only two guys I'd be willing to trade are DeAndre Jordan and Justin Holiday. So I wouldn't necessarily mind maybe getting a draft pick here. Obviously, as you just saw, we don't really have one right now. We do have a decent amount of second-round picks, actually. So let's go ahead and try to make a trade. So we're going out with the old, in with the new. I'm going to see if the Sacramento Kings will go ahead and give me this 9th overall pick. If there's any way that this is possible, I would love to do it. I don't think they're probably going to take that offer right there. I'm going to go ahead and just probably try to include a couple more second-round picks. My ideal goal right now with this 9th overall pick, if it's possible, is to acquire a starter, just because, again, I don't have a ton of assets moving forward. Obviously, our big three kind of take up the majority of our cap space, so that's something we definitely need to kind of figure out. I'm just going to probably go down pick by pick. I mean, whoever has the 10th pick, I'd be more than willing to take it from you. If it's Minnesota right here, I would take that if I can just include maybe one more second-round pick. And they still don't want to do that, so I guess I'll keep just trying to drop it down pick by pick, but again, I don't want to get so low that it's almost not worth it for me. Was that the 11th overall pick? Yeah, it's the Houston Rockets out right here. Will they take this for the 11th overall pick? And they do. We have the 11th overall pick now. I'm going to draft somebody with it right there, and I'll see you guys at rookie signings. We ended up taking Matthew Cleveland from Illinois with our 11th overall pick. He's going to be a 75 overall for us. I was looking for a center. Unfortunately, Jalen Duran was already gone. I think Yannick Nasosa, or whatever his name is, was already gone as well. So, that center spot's obviously still a pretty big hole for us. I mean, we still have Dwight Howard. Probably we're going to re-sign him. I don't know if I really want him to start. It really depends on the overall. Russ accepts his $47 million player option. Wouldn't mind if he maybe did something like Chris Paul-esque where he can make more total money but just stretch it out over a couple of years. But again, that's fine. We're going to retain him either way. So Jordan Poole's coming back as well. And now we do have a decision to make at that starting center spot. So we head into free agency right now with pretty much $0. I would love DeAndre Ayton, but yeah, $5 million really isn't going to cut it there. So we don't have bird rights on literally anybody. So this is what our core roster is looking like right now anyways. What we can really trade right now is not a lot. I mean, we did just draft Matthew Cleveland, who I wouldn't mind necessarily starting there. I do like Jordan Poole a lot. I think he had a really good year for us. But again, if I got to figure out a starting center, somebody that's NBA caliber or NBA starting caliber that can really be good for us on a championship caliber team, I'm probably going to have to trade a couple people. I don't know if Houston is going to consider this in the slightest. Taylor Horton-Tucker and Jordan Poole for Christian Wood, who is basically an all-star caliber center. You take a look at his numbers from last year: 17.5 points, 10.5 boards. I would absolutely love to get Christian Wood on this team. So they don't want to do that. Another unfortunate thing for me is I don't really have a lot of picks here, so I'm probably going to be willing to give up all of my picks. If I'm able to go ahead, if I'm able to go ahead and acquire Christian Wood, I would be willing to do this, and they do agree to that. So it's definitely a big offer, and it's definitely a lot of, not a lot of depth, but it's basically everything we had. So we have our starting lineup figured out now. We're going to be giving Matthew Cleveland kind of the nod here, who only does have a C+ 3-point shot, so a 3-point, shooting, probably going to be something we need to work on for our bench. So that's definitely, we're going to go 9-man rotation now. That's 100%. So the bench pieces we could sign, obviously decent amount of old pieces here. Bryn Forbes would be a tremendous 3-point shooter for us off the bench. welcome to the team. We don't have bird rights on literally anybody here, so I'm just going to kind of let everybody go. It doesn't really make sense to hold their rights if I can't resign them anyway. So welcome to the team, Bryn Forbes. Probably going to be our sixth man at this point. As you can see, we have all of these lovely G League players who are 97 plus overall. I mean, it's annoying, but it's 2K at the end of the day. So backup point guard is definitely something I do want to figure out. Honestly, Alfred Payton for a 1-year minimum, it could be worse. So backup point guard, backup shooting guard spots are figured out. Center and power forward is going to be next. These aren't huge ones. I mean, we obviously have a lot of, very good players there with LeBron and Anthony Davis. So, it's not huge. Muscala, Dwayne Dedman. Gabriel Deck, sure, you're 27, I guess. Like, our bench is definitely going to be the final thing we need to work on here. So, I'm thinking the youngest person here is Mike Muscala. Or, I mean, technically it's Bismack Biyombo, but he's a couple overalls lower. So, I guess Muscala for a year. I mean, this bench definitely got worse. We lost a lot of depth. But I would say our starting lineup definitely got a lot better. So, we're probably going to run it back with this team one more time. Don't get me wrong, it's not crazy, and I'm sure a lot of you are thinking it. I might look at a trade or two for Russell Westbrook just because he's making $47 million. He's also 33 years old, so I'll glance at a trade or two for him. If I don't find anything I like, I'll just see you guys in the rotation. So you can call me dumb, you can call me stupid, whatever you want to label it as, I'm perfectly fine by that. But Russell Westbrook, I'm getting offered De'Aaron Fox here from the Sacramento Kings, and I am going to do this trade. And I have a couple reasons I'm going to do this. One, the age difference here is tremendous. He's 9 years younger. He's on a longer contract. He's making less money. I also get a first-round pick. If you guys want to look at some of these other offers I'm getting right here, they honestly are pretty good. Like, there's really nothing wrong with a lot of these offers. I can get Devin Booker if I really wanted him, but, I don't mind. I can also get Shea, but I know a lot of you guys are like, hey, you get Shea Gilgeous-Alexander a lot, so maybe dial it back in that department anyway. So we're going to go ahead, and we are going to pick up De'Aaron Fox here. We're also getting a Sacramento protected, or what was it, like lottery protected first-round pick, which is definitely another trade asset that we definitely could use moving forward. So De'Aaron Fox, a lot younger. I'm very happy about this addition to our team. I do apologize to the Russell Westbrook fans in my comment section, but end of the day, he was going to be 34 years old next offseason, and he's probably going to want near a max contract. I didn't really want to give that to him, so I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2 now. Our rotation goes like this for the beginning of year number 2. De'Aaron Fox is now our starting point guard. He's also now technically a higher overall than Russell Westbrook. He progressed up to an 88, and I'm definitely still, I'm still a little iffy on it because I do like Russell Westbrook quite a bit these days, but I don't know, man. I think it's a move that in the long term is going to be a good one for us. This is how the rest of it's going to look. De'Aaron Fox, Matthew Cleveland, who we drafted 11th overall, going to be getting the start here at that shooting guard spot. Again, shooting's not a strong suit for this team. I mean, we did bring in De'Aaron Fox, who, what is his overall, or what's his three-point shooting percentage? I mean, you can call it what it is. He's probably a better shooter than Russell Westbrook. I don't know. I mean, not 100%, but I'm not getting into that right now. Matthew Cleveland, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and then Christian Wood, a new addition to that center spot as well. Our bench unit is something this offseason that we definitely do need to work on. It's Bryn Forbes, Alfred Payton, Gabriel Deck, and Mike Muscala. So it's not the best looking bench, especially with the depth we had last year. I'm a little bit upset about how it's looking this year anyways, but we made the starting lineup a lot better in my opinion. So this team obviously got upset last year by the Los Angeles Clippers in the second round of the Western Conference playoffs. I'm hoping we can go to the finals this year and maybe get another one for the first one since 2020 anyways. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2 here. So we are back on top of the Western Conference, at least in the regular season at the end of year number 2. Unfortunately, we're number 5 in the power rankings. I don't know how much of an effect that actually has on when you start simulating the playoffs, but I'm hoping not much because I would really like to win a championship this year. Giannis is your MVP once again. The dude is absolutely insanely good. Chet Holmgren, Rookie of the Year. And Charlotte, probably going to be a top 2-3 pick in the 2022 NBA Draft. Malcolm Brogdon, 6th Man of the Year. Great pickup for them in Charlotte. Giannis also wins another Defense Player of the Year. Patrick Williams, Most Improved. Mike Boldenhoser, your Coach of the Year. So, we end up with a record. Never mind, I can't see it yet. We have to go down here. Excuse me. We end up with a record of 51-31. It's actually a 3-way tie of 51-31 here in the Western Conference. We're tied with the Pelicans and the Clippers. I'm sure a lot of you know 2K is a big fan of Zion Williamson. If you didn't know that one. If you want to take a look at the East right here, the Charlotte Hornets were actually a 1 seed, followed by Milwaukee, Atlanta, and Boston. So we'll look at some player stats real quick, see how our team did on the year. Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox. LeBron taking a little bit of a backseat these days at the age of 38. And also, I'm just going to put it out there. If for some reason he retires this offseason, I'm going to be that guy, and I'm going to override it because I'm not playing a season with this team without LeBron. So if he decides to hang it up after this, he's going to have one more year. And yes, I can do that for the final season. Matthew Cleveland, not a bad rookie year. 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal a game, almost 41% from the field. It's not terrible. Bryn Forbes, Alfred Payton, Mike Muscala, Gabriel Deck. Again, something that we definitely need to address this offseason. Rebounds was Christian Wood, and assists was LeBron James. So we'll send the play-in tournament real quick, see who we are playing here in round number 1. We got the Dallas Mavericks again, who we did beat last year. And again, this yellow is just so bright, dude. Really is. All right, we'll go game by game. We end up 1-0 against them, 2-0 against them. Just run them out of the building, boys, and we end up sweeping them out of their own building. And here comes Golden State. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kuminga, Draymond Green, James Wiseman. Bench unit, they got Wiggins, they got Marquise Chris, they got Moses Moody. That is a good team. I'm super excited to see what Golden State's going to do this year in real life. We're 1-1 with them right now. We are down 2-1. We go down 3-1. Oh, boys, what are we doing here? What are we doing? All right, we come back, we fight a little bit. I'm not hopping into games that are in the conference semifinals. I decided that's just not something I really want to do. I will hop in if we make it to the NBA Finals. We're 3-3 with them, and moment of truth, are we advancing to the Western Conference Finals? Is Golden State going to blow a 3-1 lead? Can they do it again? No, they do not blow it, and we get eliminated in the West Finals for the second straight year. This team needs to make some moves this offseason. God, come on. Bucks go three-peat. Giannis, your finals MVP. Oh my God, I want to do a Bucks rebuild soon. So player retirements, nope. There we go. I'm not letting LeBron go out like that. It's just not happening for me, dude. I am getting LeBron James a ring right now. I would be, I was probably going to override it either way, but I would have been a little bit more, I would have been a little more willing to let him go, I would say, if we won a championship. But again, I'm still not doing that. Dwight ends up in the Hall of Fame. Not a surprise at all. Jersey retirements. Kyle Lowry also retires. Did not notice that. They retired his number in Toronto. Makes sense. And they also retired Dwight's number in Orlando. So league meeting time. I'm just going to reject all these real quick. Rejected and beautiful. All right, draft lottery time. I saw the Lakers logo, but I'm pretty sure it's lottery protected, so I'm pretty sure Sacramento's going to get it anyways. And yeah, they do. Stays at number 10. So we'll have their unprotected pick next year. It's going to be a good trade asset for us. I'll do some coaching stuff, and I'll see you guys with our next move. So no picks in this year's upcoming draft. We already have Matthew Cleveland, who we drafted 11th overall last year. I don't really think we need another young rookie on this team. So we're not going to be drafting anybody. Team player options, we have none. We now head into qualifying. Oh, sorry, my screen's shaking. Chris Chiozza, no. Gabriel Deck, probably not either. We will now head up to free agency, where LeBron is a free agent. Definitely want him back. We also have Christian Wood as a free agent. LeBron only wants a one-year deal. That's fine. What are his offers right now? Like, it's 1 year, $42 million. I'll make sure to give him more so he doesn't go anywhere else. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's LeBron James. He's probably not leaving. Christian Wood's also somebody I'd like to get back. $21.5 million a year. Not too bad. LeBron, Christian Wood both come back. We now need to work on the bench, and we do have a couple trade assets for this bench. So we also have a $16 million trade exception from Russell Westbrook. That's huge. Did not know we had that. So that's hopefully going to come into play next year. And let's go ahead and take a look at this roster right now. We basically have Bryn Forbes on this team still, kind of our only bench piece from last year. Probably going to stay as our sixth man, maybe seventh man if we end up getting somebody a little bit better. So, yeah, we don't have a ton of options. I can actually sign like Emmanuel Barea just because of how broken this game is. So I'm going to do it because if 2K wants to be broken, I'm not going to question it. So we're going to bring in this Barea dude. Other than that, I'll kind of wait on the rest of my free agents. We still have a $16 million trade exception. So Emmanuel Barea, 84 overall, honestly might start for us. 2K is going to be broken. I'm not going to argue with it, especially when other teams can sign these guys too. So yeah, now we need to figure out who's Nicholas Poole. Oh, he's another shooting guard. I'm not going to abuse it, but like I'm going to sign one, I guess, maybe at a time. Dwight Powell wouldn't be a bad backup center. Who are my other center options right there? It was, this Martin Shelton dude. I don't know. I'll sign Dwight Powell. Again, we're probably going to make a trade or two, and I'll see you guys with our next move. Here's how the trade is going to look. Bryn Forbes and a first-round pick, along with the second, heading over to Orlando. Chuma Okeke and a first coming back. Okeke's obviously going to be backing up Anthony Davis. We get a little bit younger there at that backup power forward spot, and I do not think it is a bad deal. So that's the first deal we are making. Emmanuel Barea is technically a point guard. He is 6'4", though. I don't know. Would I rather have him backing up De'Aaron Fox? I don't really know. I mean, we'll figure out a backup shooting guard. It's really not the end of the world. I mean, whoever it is. I mean, we can hypothetically sign Pat Beverly. I mean, whoever I sign here is probably going to be a trade. So I'll sign Pat Beverly, which just feels weird seeing him in like a Lakers jersey, even if it's just for a split second. And now we'll look at some trade offers. We have legitimately one first-round pick left. So Pat Beverly. Oh, no, now we have two. I need a shooting guard. It does not have to be anybody that good. Again, they're really not going to be, we only have 3 offers. Okay. Maybe I need to do this manually. I will see you guys with whatever move I do make. We're doing this deal here with Indiana. We're picking up Seth Curry. I just signed Georges Niang, and he's just going to be traded immediately. Yeah, if you don't know, this is an unrealistic rebuild. I don't know if I mentioned that to open the video. So, hypothetically, I'm sure a lot of you saw it in free agency. I could sign this Nicholas Poole dude, but he's an 80 overall, and it's obviously a glitch in the script of 2K. I feel like that's almost just abusing it a little too much. I mean, we already signed an 84 overall here in Emmanuel Barea. It's really stupid to do more than one, I would just say. I mean, it's just an easy bench glitch that I can seemingly do every year. So that is how the team is looking. I am excited to see what this team can do for the final year. We have obviously not even made it. We haven't even made it to the West Finals. Never mind the NBA Finals. So Definitely got to hope that this team can maybe bounce back a little bit after 2 pretty sad years, I would say. I'll see you guys at the rotation at the start of year number 3. So in our 3rd and final year here in LA, this is how the squad's going to be looking. De'Aaron Fox, Matthew Cleveland, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Christian Wood. I also really haven't talked to you guys a bunch about, the aspect of the fact that 2K took out training camps. I don't know why that is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that sending 3 guys to untapped potential every year is kind of a little bit of a glitchy move. And don't get me wrong, I said that a lot. But I also did that every single video. I did. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But to take training camps out as a whole is a bit of a strange move in my opinion. But who knows 2Ks these days. Emmanuel Barea will be our 6th man off the bench. This dude's probably in the G League right now in real life and will probably never even come close to an 82 overall in 2K. But loved glitches. Chuma Okeke, Seth Curry, and Dwight Powell. I would say our bench got better overall. At least we don't have like a 75 overalls or 6-man anymore. But again, is it enough to win a championship here in the 3rd and final year? Only time will tell. I'll see you guys at the end of the 3rd and final season. We finish up our final season here in LA as a 1 seed the way I wanted it to be. Giannis seems to be winning the MVP award every single year in these videos. I mean, he's very good. I would just like to see it, switch up a little bit. Amoni Bates, Rookie of the Year, is in Utah. John Wall, 6th Man of the Year, has made his way to Memphis. Interesting. Giannis Defensive Player of the Year award for the 3rd straight year as well. Kira Lewis Jr. Most Improved. Steve Nash, who's our head coach, I signed him. He's 57 and 25 on the year with our Lakers right here. So good to see. I definitely do not mind that. We'll take a look at the full standings real quick. I know a lot of you guys do like to see that. We were 7 games up here on the Pelicans. If this team doesn't win a championship, at least obviously we're only going to get one today, I'm going to be a little disappointed because I really think this team has what it takes. But again, let's see what 2K thinks. De'Aaron Fox, Anthony Davis, LeBron James at age 39. Christian Wood, Matthew Cleveland, Emmanuel Barea, Chuma Okeke. Rebounds per game was Christian Wood, and assists was De'Aaron Fox. We'll sim the play-in tournament real quick. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Excuse me. We end up with Phoenix here in round number 1. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Josh Hart, Cameron Johnson, and DeAndre Ayton. I feel like just nobody's overall is really changing at all. And, progression's weird, but, it had a problem in previous 2Ks where everybody would progress too much, but for nobody's overall to change is slightly strange. Houston, Kobe White, Jalen Green, Tim Hardaway Jr., Jaren Jackson Jr., and Victor Wembanyama, and they got Paolo Banchero off the bench, Kenny Martin Jr. Wow. Heck of a rebuild there. Heck of a rebuild there in Houston, if I do say so myself. We are up 2-0 here on the Houston Rockets, though 2-1. We're not doing this again, right? We're up 3-1, and we are, nope, 2K. Thank you. We're on to the West Finals where we have to face Zion and the New Orleans Pelicans. Devontae Graham, Dylan Brooks, Cam Reddish, Zion Williamson, and Yusuf Nurkic. They have Brandon Ingram backing up Cameron Reddish. What? 2K, what are we doing here? What? What are we doing here? We're up 2-1 on them here in the Western Conference Finals. We're up 3-1, and please put me in the NBA Finals. Thank you. And here comes Detroit. Cade's a 90, Karis LeVert, Sadiq Bey, Marvin Bagley's new addition, and, small thing, they signed Nikola Jokic as well. Nothing too big anyways. I mean, why would... No, it's cool. Okay, we're going to have our hands full here today. We will simulate game by game. Obviously, if it comes to it, I will hop in. I'm not going to hop in if we're getting blown out, but it looks like we're going to be getting blown out at this point. I mean, seriously? This is what we're doing today, 2K? I'm not winning a championship with the Lakers? Come on. Come on. All right, we're winning this game, so I don't want to hop into this one. We're good there. We bounce back in the series a little bit. It's 3-2. We're going to simulate with Simcast again. If I have to hop in, I will. If at any point in time... I want to win the championship this year. So, okay, I'm not going to have to hop into this one either. Okay, thank you. Wait, I don't think so. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. We are now going to Game 7. We are back at the Staples Center, and we are trying to get our first championship since 2020. I would like to win, and I would like to hop in and hopefully not have to stress about anything. Please, come on, 2K. What? Don't do this to me. Come on. Oh, no, no, no. I'm so bad at this game. Oh, I can't do this, dude. No. I'm so bad at this. There's no way I can make a 9-point lead come back. 6-point? No, probably not. 5? No. 4-point game? No, it's not happening. We blew it. I have no words. I have no words. I mean, how we're not winning championships here with the Lakers with this much talent on this team, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I won 2 with the Celtics the other day, and their team was a lot worse than this. That's 2K. That's life. That's pretty much how my life goes anyways. So, yeah, if you enjoyed... leave a like down below, man. This game's actually really starting to frustrate me already. I'm not going to lie to you. There's just so many glitches and bugs and things that are just really, really annoying me. I think a lot of people are saying 2K in general is a W, but I know not a lot of people that play this game mode are saying it's a W. So, again, you can let me know your thoughts on anything on 2K related down below in my comment section, along with what rebuild you do want to see next. This one wasn't my favorite one I've ever done, just to keep it honest with you. But again, they definitely don't all go my way. As always, you guys new around here, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. See you guys all in the next one.